Dr. Caitlin Jones. Harnsberger. The first piece you heard was written by Dr. Harnsberger. It's called In the Midst of Darkness, and it's based on a quote by Mahatma Gandhi that says, "In the midst of darkness, light persists." It's what started our duo, so we play it every time we play together. That's what we open concerts with, and we love it. It's super fun. So what we do is we go out and we play all over the place. If we're not taking care of ourselves, we will get injured eventually. It starts now, when you're young. What are you doing every day in the practice room, in percussion ensemble, in your lessons, in drumline, in band, to make sure you're staying healthy? Exercise. Who warms up every time they play? Who says, "I don't have time"? Yeah, I get it. Who thinks about technique every time they play? I got a few. Who says, "I don't have time"? Yeah, we're going to get into it. So what we're going to talk about first is warming up. Warm-ups do exactly what they say. If you are cold, you are increasing your risk of injury. Cold muscles are more likely to get injured than warm muscles. We are just like athletes. How many of you already had to move equipment twice today? 3 times today? 4 times today? Yeah, we're moving equipment all the time. Now, if you think about loading marimbas, loading drums, then having to play fast and furious or super loud, we're putting a lot of tax on our body, on our muscles. So we have to be warm every time we play. We did not warm up before we just played, and I bet both of us are like, feel something. Yeah, we gotta get warm. When we're warm, we improve our range of motion. So if you think about athletes, there's a reason they're doing some sort of movement before they do the 400-meter dash. There's a reason they're doing hip openers before they do a marathon. There's a reason they're doing ground push-ups before they do their max bench press, right? They have to be warm. Those muscles have to be primed to move. Mental preparation is part of this as well. How many of you get in the practice room and start thinking about how many notifications am I getting on my phone? How many of you go in the practice room and think about, well, what am I going to have for lunch or dinner today? How many of you get in the practice room and think about, oh my gosh, I didn't study for that test. My teacher, they're going to kill me. Yes, there are so many things going through your brain that are distractions that are going to inhibit your practicing. We got to get rid of it. Warming up is part of that, okay? It's also part of mental game. Small, fine muscles in your hands take a lot longer to warm up. When we warm up on marimba, I'm 12 to 15 minutes. Dr. Harnsberger is sometimes up to 25 minutes. He has a 30-plus year career. If it works, you should do it. Take his advice, right? Yeah. I got a few guys. You got to do it every day. If you're warmed on one day, that's going to be great. Monday, I do a good warm-up. What about Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday? Every day, right? Daily routine. So let's talk about our specific marimba warm-up routine. Dr. Harnsberger, want to take it away? So what we start with are block chords. What's a block chord? Anyone know? On marimba, specific. Anyone know what a block chord is? All 4 mallets striking together. Now, it does not have to be necessarily a true chord, 3 notes, right? And maybe the top note is an octave of some sort. It can be open fifths. It can be open fourths. Whatever feels good for your hands. Why do we do this first? Because we're warming up the biggest muscle groups first. I march drum corps. Any drum corps people in here? When I was 21 years old, I was ripping out green scales at 180 the second I stepped behind the keyboard. I'm 32 years old now. Do you think I ever do that at this point? Now I'm gonna hurt myself. We gotta warm ourselves up into that. That's chop work. Let's get warm first. So Dr. Harnsberger is gonna go through our block chord routine. Watch this. So some things you're gonna notice. He's thinking about posture. He's thinking wrist low, mallets high. Every time he strikes a bar, he returns back to the position in terms of height. Elbow shifts lead the way on awkward intervals, not awkward wrist movements. No. What's he doing? He's just doing chords and inversions. So he did a C major root position chord, C major first inversion, C major second, C major root, back down. Now, if that's too crazy, you're going to do open fifths. Do 8 on each. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Move it up. Go. 1, 2, 3. You're going to keep going. Getting warm, getting blood flowing to the forearms. Wonderful. Next, we're using Stevens technique. Does anyone know what the magic word for Stevens technique is? Shout it out loud and proud. Go for it. Be not afraid. I heard it over here somewhere. Starts with an R. Rotation. So we have not done a single thing for rotation. I know, I got some people like, duh, rotation. Right now we're going to get into the rotational muscles of the forearms. So we're going to do that with single independent strokes. Watch this. The goal here is that when one mallet is playing, the other is not moving. Everything else is up and ready in case it needs to be used for the next passage in our music. What's he going to do next? He's going to keep going. Let's go through every single key, right? Chromatically. This is going to take some time. But you're working these rotational muscles, okay? Getting these things primed. We're not pressing with our thumb. We're not pushing down with our arm. We are rotating. Yes. Number 3 is arpeggiations. Another word for this is permutations. We're going to use our block chord pattern, and we're going to go up and down. So here it's still rotation, still focused on wrist low, mallet high. He's focused on push-pull, reaching forward if needed, and pulling back if needed. And no awkward body movements, avoiding. The last one Dr. Harnsberger is going to show is his accent grid. Watch this.
And then I'm just shifting the accents around, as you heard. But what's important is how I'm getting the accents. I'm not just muscling out the accents. It's really important to understand the mechanics about what's going on. So if I'm going 1, 2, 3, 4, and I want the accent to be on number 1, it's more downstroke, less rotation. If I want it to be on number 2, it's less downstroke, more rotation. Check it out. So number 1. More downstroke. Number 2. Less downstroke, more rotation. rotation. So if you're not thinking about that, you could injure yourself because you're just trying to push out the accent. You're just trying to muscle out the accent. But the mechanics of the motion is what gets the accent done. Okay. Next on the warm-up list, the daily routine list, is Dr. Jones is going to play a snare drum. So you guys have probably done this in marching band. The first one is 1 EN, 2 EN, 3 EN, 4 EN. The next one is 1 E, 2 E, 3 E, 4 E, The next one is 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a. The next one is E and a, E and a, E and a, E and a 1. Right? Yeah, Tommy exercise, right? Yeah. So here we go.
So count with us.
Count
Are
with
you
us.
ready? 1 E and ready, go.
1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E, 2 E, 3 E, 4 E, 1 and 2 and 3. Notice that she's not just rotating her hands. Every stroke is pivoting and she's powering every note out. It's not just a rotation.
Your rotation.
Now this is rotation on 30-second notes. So the key is, the point is that you've got to build strength in your hands so that you can control the rotation when you have to use it. Does that make sense to everyone? So the first part of the exercise is definitely building strength in the wrists. Then after that, you're using the strength that you built so that you can control the rotations on the faster notes. How many people practice octaves every year? Like two people. Okay. Octaves are some of the hardest things that you ever have to do. So we incorporate that into our daily routines every day. So this is the octave exercise that Dr. Jones is going to play. And it focuses on changing intervals as well. Because most of the time when we're playing octaves, we're not just locking the mallets at an octave and playing octaves. We're moving back and forth between different intervals.
What comes next? Legs on it.
So what's important to know about octaves is that as you're changing intervals, everybody's a little bit different. For Dr. Jones, the mallet starts to jump to its position around the 5th or the 6th. For me, it's about the 6th or the 7th. But the important thing is that you get the octave locked in here. This is called an octave lock. And it's right up against, almost right up against the other mallet in my hand. It's not coming out this way. This is wrong. You're going to lose it if you're trying to do it this way. It's going to come out. So as you're playing, the mallet is traveling up to this 90-degree angle. 92 degrees. Does that make sense? I'm happy to show people after the thing is over how to get there. If you have questions about it. Next is, who knows their green scales? Who plays green scales? Yeah, raise those hands. Yes. Okay. So a lot of times in 4-mallet music, we have to use the 2 inner mallets to play a lot of passages. And so we incorporate, when we have things like that, we incorporate the green scales into our daily routine. Now we're not locking the mallets way out like this. We're bringing them into about a 3rd or a 4th. So it's a little bit more manageable to do that rotation. Look at our inner mallet rotation.
How's our tempo on that? How's our tempo? It's good? It is slow. This is warming up. This is not chop work. This is getting ready to play our pieces, okay? I'm glad it's consistent because we use the metronome every time we play marimba, right? And snare drum, right?
Who had metronome?
Who won the metronome today?
Yes. So you drop it as soon as you got it.
So, with warming up, as we're doing this, some of the things we mentioned is we're thinking about as we're playing. So we're not just going through this mindlessly, thinking about, well, when is dinner? We're going through and thinking about, what's my body doing? Am I rotating? Are my shoulders down and relaxed? How's my posture? Am I even on both feet? Do I need to shift my foot to get to this chord? We're breathing, yes. All these things are so important. Now, how many of you guys have a teacher? Somewhere that teaches you percussion? Yes. All right, I want everyone to think for a second. Close your eyes, 5 seconds. I'm gonna ask a question. I want hands to go up. I want you to think of a method book for marimba, snare drum, or timpani. A method book, something that's working on technique, building sustainability behind this instrument, not pieces, method book. All right, who's gonna put their hand up? Who's gonna tell me one? Right here, go for it. What's your name? Brianna? We got Pratt for snare drum. How many of you say, yes, that is a great method book? I got some thumbs up. Brianna's got it. Yes, that's excellent, Brianna. We got Pratt on snare drum. What's another snare drum method book? I got percussive notes. Yes, what's your name? What's your name? Jane? What's your name? Who's heard of a fresh approach? Yes, a classic. We got it for snare drum, keyboard, drum set. Fresh approach is excellent. How many of you have heard of stick control? What does stick control say on the first page? These two things must be followed. Anyone know? You must use a metronome. He used the word encouraged. No, you must. What's the other thing? How do I play out of this book? You play out of it every day. How many times do you play each thing? 20 times. How many of you do stick control practicing it 20 times, every single exercise? We have these method books for a reason, right? It's a lot of time commitment, but you will get better. Okay, if you want to talk about some method book resources, come see us. We're going to play another piece for you guys. Are you ready? Okay, so this next piece was written specifically for us in the last few months. We recorded it in January. It's coming out in 2 weeks on YouTube, so be on the lookout. This is called Promises Broken. It's written by Adam Silverman, and it's all about the players working together. You will see that there is not a lot of places where we know where the time is. So we have to be communicating. We can think about the music because we already have technique out of the way. Technique is ingrained. So we can truly focus on the music throughout. different techniques, different mental attention to different details. If we're not warming up and thinking about technique every day, there's just no way we could play that together. There's no time. Where's the time, right? So let's talk about rehab in and out of the practice room. So if you're already injured, don't push it. A lot of times we hear no pain, no gain. That's a great way to never play again. You push through tendinitis, you rip something, you're out, right? Take care of yourself. Rehab yourself. Go to a doctor if you need to. If you think you have tendinitis, you need to go get it checked, okay? Take breaks. How many of you guys take breaks when you practice? Does anyone have a scheme to the break? Back in, want to say it loud?
I do 30 minutes to get like a little 2-3 minute break for some water.
30 minutes, 2 to 3 minute break for some water, just to step away from the instrument. Love it. In the span of 2 hours, you could get 4 blocks. That's a lot of work. In the span of an hour, 2 blocks. That's awesome. Who else has a scheme to their breaks? Anybody? I saw some hands. Any thoughts? So a lot of times for younger students, we hear 20-minute blocks. In the span of an hour, we have 3 blocks. You got 20 minutes warming up. You can do 20 minutes on snare drum technique, then 20 minutes on etudes. Do that times 3 different instruments, snare drum, timpani, marimba. You'll be rocking and rolling, okay? Structure your time. If you just say, I have 4 hours to practice, how much of it is intentional practice? How many of you don't have your phone on airplane mode when you practice? Notification, Snapchat, Instagram, TikTok, scroll, emails from teachers. It's too much, it's distracting. Get that thing out of here. You can use it for a metronome on airplane mode. Cool, deal. Who's gonna try it starting tomorrow? Yes, love it. Routine is you do the same thing over and over. How many years have you been doing the same marimba warm-ups? 30 years. The same thing. That's a lot. With some variations, but still the same structure. Athletes do the exact same thing. They're going to warm up the same every time. They get on their bike, they step up to do free throws, whatever it is, they're doing the same warm-up every day. That's us too. It has to be us. Yeah, and then the last thing we always talk about with our students is make sure you have goals. If you don't have goals, it's really easy to be aimless. I'm just practicing. Well, work towards something. How many of you have a YouTube channel and you post musical things on it? I got one. Few? Some in the back? How many of you that's a goal? Maybe to have a song on Spotify. Maybe to have something that's practice techniques that you can show your students one day. Or maybe to say, I'm a composer, I want to get my music out there. Start having some goals. Maybe you want to give a live concert. How many of you have a recital coming up? Anybody? How many of you have ever given a recital? A full concert, just you. That's a good goal. Work towards it. I got one in the back. Yes. So come up with goals. Reflect on these. Did I do what I meant to do when I walked in the practice room today? Can I walk out of here and say, I conquered everything that was on my list? At the end of the year, did I meet every goal that I had for this year? Something to think on now when you're young. Okay? We're going to play one more piece. Oh yeah, thanks to everybody for having us here. So Josh Brand and Jason Miller. One more piece. So this last one is called Sequoia by Alex Stopa. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to talk to us afterwards or help us move marimbas.
Thank